hey team, Colonel Mike Phillips, the 88th Air Base Wing Vice Wing Commander and your Deputy Installation Commander for Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And I am super excited to be here today to read you a story for the month of the military child. And the team here has done an outstanding job of trying to pull all kinds of events together to recognize you and your families as we recognize the month of the military child and the contribution that our military kids give. I've got two at home, a 20-year-old and a 16-year-old. They've moved around a dozen times with me and my wife Carrie, and they are so resilient and, in my opinion, better as a result of the different places that they live. Now, that didn't come without challenges. So the book that I chose today is very near and dear to my heart as a dad and a military member. It's called Benny's Moving Buddy. And this talks an awful lot about what we ask you as military kids to endure every time mom and dad gets PCS orders. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the book. So Benny was a typical third grade kid. He went to a typical school with all of his friends, and he had a nice teacher. He felt normal and happy. One day he came home from school, and things didn't feel so normal. Dad was already home from work. He was never home before Benny, and he was sitting at the kitchen table next to Mom. "Sit down, sweetie," said Mom. "We have something to tell you." Benny sat down nervously, forgetting to take off his backpack. "Your dad got a new job today. We'll be moving in a week," said Mom. Benny stared in silence for a moment, too stunned to speak. Finally, the words came to him. "Moving? No, I don't want to move. What about all of my friends, my teacher, my school, my life?" "I'm sorry, kiddo, but this is a great opportunity for our family," said Dad. "He's right, sweetheart. But don't worry, you'll make new friends, and I'm sure you will love your new school," said Mom. Benny ran to his room without his usual snack. Sitting on his bed, Benny couldn't help but think, how can I leave all of my friends and go to a new school where I don't know a single person? How am I supposed to make friends? When moving day arrived, Mom and Dad and Benny packed up the truck and left town. When they reached the new house, Benny ran straight to his new room and shut the door. Minutes later, he heard a soft knock. "Let us in, sweetheart," said Mom. Benny didn't feel like talking, so he buried his head under his knees. "We have an idea," he heard Dad say. Benny looked up and saw Mom holding a small black stuffed dog. "This is Maggie," she said. "Maggie used to live with a little girl named Kate. Kate had to move with her family, just like you. She had to leave her friends, her school, and her teacher, just like you. She even had to go to a new school where she didn't know a single person, just like you," said Dad. "What's your point?" asked Benny. "Well, Kate took Maggie to school with her because Maggie loves to meet new people and make new friends. Maggie was there with her in case she felt sad, shy, or afraid." "There's no way I'm bringing a stuffed animal to school," interrupted Benny. "All the kids will make fun of me." "Well, that's the perfect thing about Maggie," Dad said. "She's small enough to fit in your backpack and never come out. Nobody has to know she's in there, nobody but you. She'll be your friend if you need one, so you won't have to go to school alone." Benny thought about it for a moment. "I guess Mom and Dad have a good point. And if nobody would know she was with me, then what do I have to lose? Okay, I guess I'll try it." Mom and Dad smiled. "Now get some sleep," said Dad. "You don't want to be tired on your first day." He set Maggie down on the bed next to Benny. "We love you," said Mom as she turned off the light and shut the door. Benny lay there in the dark, looking at Maggie. How silly this is, he thought. How will a stuffed dog help me make friends? Just as he was about to close his eyes, he thought he saw Maggie wink. The next morning came quickly. Benny got ready for school and he ate his breakfast, and he placed Maggie safely in his backpack. "Have a great day today," said Mom as she handed him his lunchbox and kissed him goodbye. Benny walked to the bus stop and waited for the bus. As he waited, he unzipped his backpack and he peeked at Maggie. Benny looked at her friendly brown eyes and her warm smile. He couldn't help but smile back. He heard the loud clunk of the bus as it screeched to a stop in front of him. Benny quickly zipped his backpack, took a deep breath, and stepped onto the bus. He saw a little boy about his age sitting alone. Thinking of Maggie, he felt a little boost of confidence. "Can I sit by you?" he asked. The boy looked up in surprise. "Sure," he said. "I'm Benny," said Benny. "I'm Carl," said the boy. "I'm new to this school," Benny said to Carl. Today's my first day. Carl's eyes opened wide. Me too, he said. Benny could hardly believe his ears. I'm in the 3rd grade, Miss T's class, Benny said. Me too, Carl exclaimed. Benny was shocked. Maybe today won't be so bad after all, he thought. The two boys continued to talk as the bus reached the school. The bus screeched to a stop and the boys set off to find Miss T's class together. When they walked into his room 115, they saw a pretty lady with curly brown hair smiling at them. You must be Benny and Carl, she said. The boys nodded. Go and take your seats at the 2 empty desks in the back of the room. Benny opened his backpack to take out his supplies. There was Maggie, still smiling. He mouthed the words, thank you, before zipping his backpack again. The rest of the day went better than he ever expected. Carl and Benny ate lunch together and played kickball with their class during recess. Before Benny knew it, it was time to go home. Benny and Carl rode the bus home together, laughing and talking about Carl's awesome catch during the kickball and Benny's kick that tied the game. The bus reached Benny's stop. See you tomorrow, he said to Carl as he stood up to get off. As Benny walked to his house, he remembered Maggie was still in his backpack. He was having so much fun that he forgot about her. And he had zipped his backpack and saw her smiling up at him. He pulled her out and gave her a big hug. Thank you for helping me have a good day today, he whispered. I can't wait to take you to school with me again tomorrow. He continued to hold her tight as they headed for home. Once again, Benny felt like a typical 3rd grade kid. He went on typical school with all of his friends, and he had a nice teacher. He felt normal and happy with a special new friend. The end. So kids, just in case you get orders, it's not going to be any different until you get yourself all settled and realize that you're great, you're special, and you've got experiences that some of those kids will never have. So you take advantage of that. You make new friends. You tell them all about the places you've lived, and I guarantee that you're going to be special in every way possible to them and to that new school. So for the Month of the Military Child, thank you from the bottom of my heart and the Phillips family. We truly appreciate all that you do for our service and to help our nation. And I hope you enjoyed this month because it is all about you. Have a great day.